that Black women, yes, for sure, we definitely are strong. So the phrase in and of itself isn't problematic. It's just when people have specific ideas about what that phrase means, where you're not able to really be a multifaceted whole human being, you end up being an object to meet other people's needs. So when you talked about the whole caretaking, showing emotional restraint, being fiercely independent, it's like it forces Black women into this specific box. So then they don't feel like they can be free to express themselves, to express when they need help. So the phrase in and of itself isn't problematic. It's just the specific ideas that people tie to that phrase that can be an issue.
I hadn't been making time for play. So when I turned 40, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the whole year to celebrate me. So I think that was the start of me really making play a priority. So I did some fun stuff. You know, I went skating and bowling and just all kind of stuff with my friends. And I just saw the importance of that. And so I just took that. So I try to incorporate it at least monthly. Like last night I had a play date with my girlfriends. And we just sat around, we drank wine, we played games, my card game, and a few others. And we laughed so much. And it was just fun. And so those kind of things are important to me. So I make time for them at least once a month, if not, you know, just dancing around the house, something small like that. But it's just important for me to not be responsible. I don't want to be grown right now. I just want to be, you know, tap into my inner child and just play. So yeah, so the past 5 years, I've been making it a priority.
Anybody who knows me knows that my favorite color is glitter. I find a way to implement glitter some way into my day and life. Glitter is coming and showing up somewhere because it sparkles. It makes me happy. It doesn't make sense to everyone. It's silly for me. Like I'm good right here. Like I'll put colors in my hair. I'll definitely play games with my kids. I'm a troll. I'm a troll mom. So I'll take out my gold microphone. I'm big on joy. So I make time. And I notice if I don't, and if I'm not doing something, and that even if it's for, you know, no business purpose or no promotional purpose, I'll create something. And that's my other way of, that's my love language to myself is being creative. And I have fun. Like I'll color if I
important thing is to make time for yourself. So in order for me to be an effective psychologist, an effective daughter, an effective sister, an effective friend, I have to take care of myself. And what I've noticed is when I don't play as often, I'm more irritable. I'm not in as good of a mood. So I'm the type of person, I love any kind of puzzle or strategy game. I have apps on my tablet so that whenever I have some downtime, I can play those games. And also, I love to read murder mysteries, which to me, it's a puzzle where I'm trying to figure out who did it before the detective figures out who did it. And then I also, when I'm talking to like family, friends, or clients, I'll tell them that play isn't always just games, like, you know, Scrabble, Monopoly, and stuff like that. Playing can be goofing off with family and friends, teasing them, exchanging jokes, cracking on one another. Exercise can be a form of play. If you're in a relationship, sex can be a form of play. So not limiting yourself to one specific idea of what a game is, just figuring out what can I do to have fun, let loose. You know, not always be in the boss woman mindset, but just being in the, I'm a human being. And when I have fun and I play games.
Make games. I mean, we made games with characters that look like us. And then we started talking about TV shows because, you know, I'm an 80s baby. So what raised me was TV. Okay. So TV, video games, outside in that order. So we're sitting down talking about shows that we loved. We're talking about the Cosby Show. We're talking about A Different World. And I always wanted to go to an HBCU. Never got to go. I said, what if we made a board game? You know, to play as the characters and go through Hillman. And then after about an hour or two, no one else was talking about it. I'm still in my head going. I'm figuring this out. I'm like, and all of a sudden, I said, I make board games now. And that's it. And my husband was like, because my husband knows me, he said, all right, I guess she's making more games now. We're about to start making some more games. And then I took some of my kids' old arts and crafts and school supplies. I had a poster board. I had some construction paper, Sharpie. I made my first prototype, and I said, I'm going to learn how to make games. But even before really being heavy, because I was still very hesitant, I said, has anyone else Black done it? I wanted to know. And I knew there were other companies that made games. That's what we were raised on. I said, has anyone else Black done it? And I found these brothers out of Chicago that made the Martin Trivia game, and was introduced to some more Black game developers and game makers in the community.
Was there anything significant that inspired you to do creating your games?
Yes. So my business partner and I created the Dating 101 card game back in 2021. And we were always talking about, he and I were always talking about relationships and just our concerns about dating and how we feel like people don't talk anymore, during dates. And when they do go on dates, it's like an interrogation. Like, hello, can we just talk and have fun and just relax a little bit? And so that sparked my creative brain going. And I came to him and was like, why don't we start a dating card game where we're talking about different things? And so this first deck, it's 101 cards, and it's called Dating 101 Questions to Ask When Dating. And it comes in a cute little bag. And basically you just pull out of the bag and it has scenarios like if you were leaving a party, if you were ready at a party with your mate and you were ready to go within 45 minutes, what would you do? And so it's a fun way to talk about, to get into a person's mind without those, what are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals?
Right.
Those things are important, but you just met the person. Just talk.
Right. Make it light. Yeah.
Right.
People struggle with that, is being light. They're like, what's your credit score? How did you think? You want kids, you get married, you see yourself get married by December. It's like, chill out. Heal you. Right.
Absolutely. So I did share with V when we talked. Thank you so much for bringing that up about dance and especially about twerking, because that's my love language. That's one of them. But so about 4 years ago, I suffered a breakdown, and later I discovered I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. But in that time, before I really knew I suffered a breakdown, and I began to see a therapist, which was, of course, Black community stigma, like what's wrong with you? You can figure it out yourself and all that. So there was a real battle through that. But once I did, and I started to be in the care of a therapist and see a counselor, it dawned on me real quick when I was by myself that it's me. You know what I'm saying? That I have to figure something out to do when I'm not with this professional. What can I do when I'm by myself? And then I saw a video. I still have to send it to you, V. I saw a video of a gentleman that talked about 20 minutes a day of exercise could help reduce the risk of serious illnesses, especially with African American, Black and African American people. And he said something that challenged me. He said, working out and exercise shouldn't be fun, and I took that personal because one thing I'm going to do is.
So when it comes to any last words, I think I would probably just say whether you identify as a strong Black woman or not, there is nothing wrong with having fun. And when we say having fun, you define that on your own terms. Figure out what brings you joy and do it. Whether it's cooking, whether it's spending time with friends, whether it's playing a board game or the Dating 101 card game, whatever it is that you have to do to add a little bit of lightness to your life, do it. Because the reality is, today is not guaranteed. You could literally die tonight, and then your job will replace you tomorrow. So anything you can do today to add lightness and fun and joy and playfulness in your life, do it. And remember that being strong and having fun are not mutually exclusive.
Talks with thee. Yeah.